Hello, Hammers. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned so you're always up to date with the biggest Hammer stories. Believe it or not, West Ham are in advanced negotiations to bring back Polish goalkeeper Łukasz Fabianski, who could return to the club just a few months after his farewell. The experienced shot-stopper had ended his spell at the London Stadium at the end of last season, leaving as a free agent after 7 years defending the Hammers' colours. The potential re-signing comes at a strategic time as the London club recently lost Wes Foderingham, who moved permanently to Aris Limassol in Cyprus. This departure reduced Graham Potter's options for the goalkeeper position, leaving only two trusted names in the squad: Frenchman Alphonse Areola and newly signed Dane Mads Hermansen, who arrived from Leicester during the summer window. Fabianski, still without a club since leaving West Ham, continues to show full ability to compete at a high level even at the age of 40. He has a remarkable history with the Hammers. He played 216 official matches since being signed, from Swansea in 2018 being crucial in several campaigns. Last season, despite his advanced age, he featured in 14 Premier League matches, helping the team secure survival in the top flight, finishing in 14th place. The goalkeeper also took part in one of the club's greatest recent moments, winning the Conference League in 2023, a trophy that marked West Ham's return to European silverware after decades of waiting. Throughout his Premier League career across Arsenal, Swansea, and West Ham, Fabianski has already achieved 97 clean sheets in 376 appearances. West Ham's search for a new goalkeeper has intensified in recent weeks. Hermansen, though considered a promising signing, endured a turbulent start, conceding 8 goals in just his first 2 league matches, which raised internal alarm. The club even considered signing Andre Onana on loan from Manchester United. The deal seemed to be progressing, but President David Sullivan decided to withdraw after witnessing mistakes by the Cameroonian keeper in United's League Cup elimination against Modest Grimsby from the 4th tier. As a result, Onana is set to move on loan to Trabzonspor in Turkey after being told by manager Ruben Amorim that he would likely only be third choice this season. Manchester United, meanwhile, used the closing of the window to bring in Belgian Senne Lammens, strengthening their defensive ranks. West Ham also tried once again to move for John Victor Botafogo's goalkeeper. An agreement had been close with the Rio club at the start of the market, but the London side changed direction and opted to sign Hermansen. At the end of the window, however, they reignited their interest, concerned about the Danes' performances. Even so, John chose Nottingham Forest as his destination, frustrating the Hammers' plans. This series of failed attempts increased the pressure on the board and on Potter, who is already facing questions from supporters due to the team's inconsistent start to the season. In this sense, Fabianski's return carries a weight that goes beyond the technical aspect. It is also a message of stability and respect for the club's identity. For many fans, seeing the pole once again in claret and blue would be a symbol of trust and connection with a recent past of achievements. Amid this uncertain scenario, the figure of Fabianski re-emerges as a safe and reliable option for Potter. With Premier League experience and already identified with the club, the Polish goalkeeper represents not only an immediate solution to balance the squad, but also the chance to end his career, where he established himself as a recent fan idol. A possible re-signing would therefore have double value: the practical of strengthening the squad in a vital position and the emotional of rekindling the bond between team and supporters. Before we carry on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This is really important because it strengthens the claret and blue family, making our West Ham bigger and stronger every day. The start of the season for West Ham was disastrous. 3 consecutive defeats, 2 in the Premier League against Chelsea and Sunderland, and an early elimination from the League Cup at the hands of Wolverhampton left the team in crisis and raised serious doubts about Graham Potter's work. The problem seemed to lie both in individual choices and in the system. Adopted, the midfield trio could not block the opposition's advances. The defense showed aerial weakness, and the 5-3-2 formation, unsuccessfully used the previous year, remained incapable of producing results. Faced with this scenario, what happened before the clash against Nottingham Forest was surprising. An hour before the game, Potter revealed a radical change. He abandoned the system with 5 defenders and set the team up in a traditional 4-3-3. The decision, interpreted by many as an act of courage and by others as desperation, ended up bearing immediate fruit. Some players were dropped from the starting lineup, others gained space, and newly signed Mateus Fernandes was included among the starters. The most notable effect, however, was the return of Crysencio Somerville, recovered from injury. His inclusion changed the course of the match, serving as a key piece for the new attacking dynamic. The collective impact was so significant that even the wider football community recognized the transformation of the Hammers. The victory and convincing performance earned Potter and his coaching staff the prestigious Performance of the Week award, granted by the League Managers Association LMA. For a team that had begun the season conceding 11 goals in just 3 matches to achieve such recognition, immediately after the first significant tactical change, was seen as a remarkable feat. According to an official statement released on the club's website, the tactical reshaping was decisive. Potter switched to the 4-3-3 system, handed a debut to new signing Mateus Fernandes, and saw 2 of his substitutes, Crysencio Somerville and Callum Wilson, play fundamental roles in the London side's strong late reaction. The manager and his staff, consisting of Billy Reid, Bruno Narcis-Pelach, Casper Ankergren, and Linus Candolan, received the Everest Performance of the Week trophy at the Rush Green Training Ground. The jury responsible for selecting the award included big names from English football, including former Hammers such as Les Ferdinand and Stuart Pearce, as well as historic figures like Sir Alex Ferguson, Barry Fry, Mick McCarthy, and Martin O'Neill. The endorsement of such respected personalities reinforces the value of the achievement, especially considering the delicate moment the club was going through. For many supporters and analysts, the award should serve as both a lesson and motivation. The expectation is that Potter, after experiencing the benefits of a more attacking approach, will remain bold in his choices, rather than building teams only. To resist and chase an isolated goal, the manager may find in the new system the path to restore to West Ham a more proactive, competitive football consistent with the club's ambition. The episode shows that even in the midst of difficulties, a change of mindset can transform the environment and offer new perspectives for the season. The fans now hope this is not just a momentary reaction, but the beginning of a more solid and courageous project. Before we carry on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This is really important because it strengthens the Claret and Blue family, making our West Ham bigger and stronger every day. During the summer transfer market of 2025, Chelsea found itself dealing with a sensitive and complex situation away from the pitch. UEFA had imposed a fine on the club for financial irregularities, and this punishment forced the London side to readjust its accounts. In practical terms, this meant that several players needed to be sold so that the newest acquisitions could be officially registered in continental competitions. By adopting this pragmatic strategy, the board succeeded. Every new arrival was cleared for participation in this season's Champions League. To reach that goal, the hierarchy executed what could be described as a mini-revolution in the squad, approving the exit of a number of footballers who no longer figured in the long-term project. Still, not everyone was made available. Some athletes were seen as untouchable, either because of their essential status in the starting 11 or the tactical depth they provided from the bench. Among the most solid sectors of the team, the midfield clearly takes the spotlight. Very few clubs across Europe can currently showcase such depth in that area, and even so, the Blues kept reinforcing it. Andre Santos, fresh from an impressive loan spell at Strasbourg, where he became one of the League One revelations, returned with even greater status. Alongside him, the club secured the permanent signing of Dario Isugo, the Portuguese teenager, who, despite not yet debuting officially, stood out. in preseason with maturity far beyond his years. And as if that wasn't enough, Romeo Lavia, after a lengthy recovery process, is expected to contribute as if he were a brand new signing, provided he maintains his fitness, giving coach Enzo Maresca valuable alternatives in midfield. Nevertheless, no player drew as much attention in the market as Andrey Santos. The reports across Europe pointed to a massive bid close to £60 million originating from Saudi Arabia, one that Chelsea promptly rejected. Interest, however, was not restricted to the Middle East. Inside England, attempts were also made to prize him away from Stamford Bridge. According to the Mirror, West Ham United submitted an August proposal that could have reached £45 million. The club's response was immediate, firm, and uncompromising. The young Brazilian was not available for transfer. This decision is easier to understand when considering the broader squad scenario. Moises Caicedo has been struggling with physical issues while away with Ecuador, and Dario Isugo picked up an injury during a Portugal under-19 training session. Such setbacks increase the likelihood that Santos will see more time on the pitch in the upcoming fixtures. Up to this point, he has been used mainly as a rotation piece, but his versatility, the ability to operate in every role within Maresca's midfield trio, makes him invaluable in the Italian manager's tactical scheme. The investment in Santos is not just about Chelsea's short-term needs. His rise has already led to senior international call-ups for Brazil, giving him visibility on a global stage. With Carlo Ancelotti guiding the Seleção, the midfielder has the chance to learn under one of the greatest managers of all time, someone renowned for nurturing young talent and instilling them with the confidence required to flourish. As a result, it would not be surprising if by the conclusion of the season, Santos were contending for a permanent starting position and becoming a central figure in Chelsea's sporting vision. Ultimately, Chelsea's refusal to negotiate with West Ham or with foreign clubs underlines the conviction shared by both board and coaching staff. The long-term project emphasizes retaining and developing young players who combine immediate utility with future promise. In Santos's case, the message could not be clearer. The club is making a strong wager on his growth, seeing him not just as a squad option, but as a potential cornerstone in what aspires to be one of the most powerful midfields in all of European football.